actually is a really good transition.
No, it's not.
No, it actually is a really good transition.
Okay, where are you going to go with this?
I was going to say because, the show that I wanted to talk about was Smash.
Mm-hmm.
And Smash got very meta because...
And how does that affect me sharing a brain with someone?
Because in season 1, the creator of Smash modeled Deborah Messing's character after herself.
Yes.
In many ways.
I know.
And the creator...
You're taking some liberties.
No. And I was going to say, and with the creator of the series no longer being a part of the series, in season 2, there's a very meta scene in the premiere where the play Bombshell is reviewed. Oh. And you see where I'm going now. And there's a lot of stuff that's praised. The writing, specifically done by Deborah Messing's character, is panned. So see, comparison's the same.
I see.
See? I totally made it work. I wasn't even planned, guys.
But
No. But that actually something that was actually the thing that I wanted to talk about.
Do you think that that they wrote it that way to specifically be meta? Or do you think that it was, because I also feel like it works absolutely from that standpoint, but I also feel like it works from a character standpoint in a way that maybe they weren't expecting to, because Julia got so emotionally and personally sidetracked that it would make sense that her work would suffer, because she was just she wasn't doing things for the good of the show.
I agree. I also think that when you're basing a character off yourself, you it's easier to kind of get a little bit sidetracked by what your vision is for this character versus what's actually coming out on screen from the character. Because I think, Julia had, I think, a lot more promise than actually was fulfilled in season 1. There was a lot of
But I think that's also a nature of a TV series. Right. You can't pay it all off at once.
No, but I feel like out of all the characters in season 1, she was the one who kind of languished the most, aside from the deplorable ones like Ellis, who really...
Well, he doesn't count.
Who should not count for anything. All I'm saying. She's a character who's likable, who just... It didn't feel like anything worthwhile was done. There was hills and valleys and whatever, and we had, her son and her husband, and I actually, weirdly enough, I liked the affair subplot the most, which should not,
I just didn't like the way they ended it.
I think it was terribly ended. But, it's one of those things where I was when I watched the screener for the premiere, and at this point you guys will have seen it, I was very just intrigued by them doing that. I thought it was a very blatant, because, one of the biggest criticisms of Smash as a whole was the writing.
Right.
It's...
Well, yeah, that's, you start with the writing. If the writing is bad, everything else is going to fall in line behind it.
We've also seen, good actors...
Right.
elevate bad writing.
Only to a certain degree.
Only to a certain degree. But, yeah, I just found it very fascinating that, I think... I definitely have problems with Smash Season 1. I thought it was a very big roller coaster, and I'm very excited about what they're doing this season, because I feel like I'm really excited by the Rent musical, because I am obsessed
until
with
I
Rent.
hear it, we haven't heard enough yet for me to know if I'm gonna like it. I don't even know what it's really about.
Of course, but the kind of music that they're doing, the original music they're doing for that.
Oh, totally, because I feel like that's something that I would not be embarrassed to play in my car, whereas this...
Oh, I play
I play the Bombshell soundtrack, but it's so old-fashioned Broadway,
I like
classical, but it's not the kind of thing that I'm gonna sing along to. Me personally, so I feel like Hit List will be much more up my alley, because I just didn't really like their pop covers. I didn't like a lot of the songs they chose to cover, so I didn't want to sing them or own them.
I'm just really curious what you guys as viewers think of the meta-ness, or if you even picked up on it. Maybe you don't think it's meta. Maybe you just think it is Julia because her life's falling apart, etc., etc. But that was something to me.
But it works on both levels.
Right. That's something as someone who covers a show and someone who also is a fan of the show. I don't watch. I know it's popular to say hate watching shows. I don't hate watch shows for the most part.
Well, right.
I'm the kind of person who I have so much television to watch that there are a couple of shows that I genuinely hate, and I just I cannot watch.
Right.
I'd rather watch something, for those moments when it does make me happy, when it does whatever. And, I think Smash, from what I've seen of the new season, I'm hopeful for where it's gonna go, and I just thought it was very interesting that they were blatantly putting it out there. A lot of these problems being this is the problem.
Right.
We're acknowledging it, and we're gonna fix it. So I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Right.
I really Cheek me.
Yeah, I mean,
I think a lot of meta stuff.
I will say that I felt like at the end of season 2, I'm sorry, the end of season 1, I thought that they were setting Julia up to be pregnant, and I thought they were setting it up like, oh, whose baby is it? And then that just went away. And I'm kind of glad it just went away.
That was intentional. I talked to Josh about
Well,
it.
no, I know, but I'm saying like, well, it was intentional that it went away.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, what I was going to say was, had Josh not come in, had Teresa continued that, I think that storyline would have made me start hate watching. Like, I probably would have not actually continued watching if I hated the show for the same reason.
Right.
But it would have, because I didn't hate watch season 1. I enjoyed it. I saw its flaws, and I still had fun with the show. And I just...
There were a couple episodes that were really painful to watch.
But you take it on a different level. Like, there's different levels of enjoyment. Those episodes were the ones where I would say, okay, I'm just going to sit back, try not to think too hard, and be entertained by the music. Because I like the majority of the show and the characters and what's around it. So what I was going to say was, I'm glad that that just went away the way that it did, rather than a little nod to another problem that they created that, you know,